My name is Walter Smith. I founded our firm, Craft Tailoring, in 1980. I have worked in our business, our trade, for 64 years now. I got into it quite by accident. I worked generally as a general dog's body, a shop lad, mainly because it was the only job I could get. I didn't have much in the way of qualifications. I got tired of being the shop lad, and I moved up in the world to be a junior salesman at Jackson the Tailors, quite a famous multiple firm in London Road in Liverpool. And so I hadn't realised how much I'd learned in working in the workroom, assisting the cutter, working in the shop, the measuring, the styling. So I'd had a very intensive grounding. Back in the 50s and 60s, we used to have what you call divisional labour. You'd have somebody that would specialise in one aspect of tailoring. Because if you're making 100 suits, you can do that. So somebody would be doing 100 operations. So they'd be doing the same job over and over again. But in the modern trade, you've got to be what we call an all-rounder. You've got to be able to do everything. And in some respects, that's good, because it means that you're working on the whole garment. You see, you're not just working on the pocket, making a pocket. We became one of the most famous bespoke tailoring firms in the country. We marketed well. We bought cloths that people had never seen, and we were right at the crest of the wave of when people were beginning to have more spending money and indulge their preference for better style, better quality, tailored clothing. We thought we really must have a go for the golden dandy, which is the ultimate prize in tailoring. It had never been won outside of Savile Row. And the next day there were whole-page photographs of us receiving the award, and of course we became very famous. We had national coverage. We had all sorts of famous individuals, Richard Todd, the actor, people from television, footballers. We had John Smith, the chairman of Liverpool Football Club, Bob Paisley, the manager, one of the most successful football managers that's ever been. And of course, Brian Epstein had been a long-standing customer, and he'd been dealing with us for a few years. And he came in one Wednesday afternoon, and he said to me, "Walter, next Wednesday I'm bringing you 4 lads in, musicians. I'm going to manage them." And I said, "Who are they, Mr. Epstein?" He said, "They're called the Beatles." And I thought, what a stupid name that is. I must go down to the Beatles Museum in Liverpool. The suits that I designed for them are on display there. They were amazing, actually, because first of all, the suits we designed, which you can see, as I say, in the Beatles Museum here in Liverpool, were a rather Italian style, a sort of short boxy jacket with sloping shoulders, narrow lapels, and very tight trousers with their winkle picker boots. Everybody in life is potentially our customer. It doesn't matter what their socio-economic group is. Everybody is potentially a customer. And in our business today, we have, I say, a great range of people that don't have much money, old age pensioners, very successful businessmen, students leaving university and wanting to make their way in the world and need to be well turned out for interviews. But for young men, they have nothing to guide them into what to wear. I mean, they think if they go out in a shirt and a pair of jeans, or a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, that they're well dressed. And that's where we come in, because we get people come in, they say, "Oh, I've been invited to, or it's my wedding, or I'm graduating." And of course we then guide them correctly into a well-tailored, bespoke tailored suit. Where bespoke tailors are a very small fraternity, so there aren't many of us anyway. It's not like back in the 40s and 50s. It's a trade that has gone into recession, not because there's not a lack, there's a lack of demand, but it's just that first of all there's a lot of ready-made clothing, which has improved over the years. But generally speaking, if you buy ready-made clothing, every store you go in, every suit will look the same. The manufacturers will decide that this is the style of the day. So craft tailoring is different because we style for the individual. The reason that you'd go for a tailored garment is, first of all, it's made for you. It's made to your measurements. It fits you properly, so you look well dressed. Then, seeing we're going to the trouble of cutting it out individually for you, there's a lot of work in that. So we only use good, interesting cloths and good quality trimmings, and we style it for you. We're all different figures, and we incorporate style details which you may like, and things like special pockets. I mean, today the mobile phone pocket is quite common, but there's no doubt a bespoke tailored suit is rather like an architecturally designed house or a hand-built car. All these things are rarities, but straight away you recognise them when you see them. And it's the same with a bespoke tailored suit. I hope it will continue. I mean, as I say, I'm on the verge of, if not fully retiring, certainly semi-retiring. Unless we have this influx of young people, the trade will cease to exist as we know it. There'll be no firms like ours. And there are great advantages in keeping bespoke tailoring going. You know, people do say that British style and British tailoring is good, but really, from my standpoint, it's in decline because there are less and less of us. So the people turning out quality bespoke tailored garments are getting less and less.